Oh, what's up, course heroes? Welcome to yet another video and to the channel. This is your host Amit. Let's dive into 7 ninja tricks you can do in your New Zenler school to level up your New Zenler game. Let's get started. Alright, trick number 1 is anchor jump. So anchor links and anchor jump so that you can smooth scroll on that same page on button click. Now what I mean by that is when someone clicks this button, if you want to send them all the way towards the bottom of the page here, you can use jump links or anchor links. They can be called multiple things, but that's the keyword. You can use that, and this trick was introduced to me by David from New Zenler. So thank you, David. Credit goes to you. Let me show you how to do it. The first thing you want to do is pick your target where you want your visitors to go once they click that button. So let's assume that I want my targets to go here. Let's go to this part right here. So what I'm going to do is open up this chevron here, click on the HTML tag, and then here you're looking to add a ID. And that ID, I'm just going to copy paste from my notepad here. So I'm going to call it ID equals pricing. Let's pretend this is the pricing plan page. Remember this, all we need to remember here is the word that you used within the quotations. So ID equals open quote, then the word you want to use, and then close quotes. And that's it. Hit save. You can see nothing else changes here. Now let's go back up to our button. I'm going to click settings here. And then in this button action, I want to say go to link. And in this link, I'm simply going to add the word pricing and put a hashtag in front of it. So hashtag pricing, and that's going to go to that pricing ID that we added towards the bottom of the page. Now let's preview this. And if I click on let's talk, you can see it scrolls down towards where we added that word pricing. Now, obviously that word isn't visible on the page, but it's in the backend in your HTML code. So that's how you do the smooth scrolling. Thank you, David, for that tip. Let's move on to tip number 2. Open up something else. Let's go to this one right here. I'm going to say generate 5 paragraphs of text. Let's copy this. And then when you want to paste it, instead of just using Control V or Command V to paste it, I would suggest you try Shift Command V, and that pastes the text but preserves the form or strips out the formatting, so you don't have to first paste it in Notepad and then paste it in New Zenler. So that's just a little trick to remember. Control Shift V for pasting. Copy obviously works the same, Control C, but Control Shift V for pasting on Windows and Command Shift V for pasting on Mac, and that removes all the formatting. Let's move on to step number 3. I'm going to delete this. Step number 3 is one of my favorite features introduced by New Zenler, and that is creating your course card images and your video thumbnails right in Canva. This thing is awesome. So here I can click on design on Canva, and this will open Canva right up. Now the first time you might have to accept the cookie policy, but after that you're done. Once you have opened it in Canva, so I can pick any design and of course change the text, color, everything. So I don't need to show you how to use Canva. I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to use Canva. I can make my changes, and once I'm done, all I need to do is hit the publish button, and this image will automatically get added to my course as my card image. This image is not going to be available in your own Canva account, but if you want to change it, you can just say design on Canva. Again, it'll open that image again and hit publish. Now these new changes will get published and override that existing image, and there you have it. It'll reload the page, and just like that you were able to design a course card image right on Canva without leaving New Zenler. This is amazing. I'm so excited about this feature. Same thing here. If I go to my courses, go to video library, I have a ton of videos here. I want to edit one of these videos. I'm going to update the thumbnail, and I'm going to design that thumbnail on Canva. So the rest of the concept is the same. You just pick a thumbnail that you like and change the text, change the image, whatever, upload it back, and you're good to go. So that's how you can update video thumbnails and course card images right from Canva into New Zenler. So that was feature number 3. Now the next one talks about how to remove a menu item that has been inserted by new Zenler by default. Now default menu items are not easy to remove until you do this trick, and then it becomes really easy. So if I go to pages, let's go back to one of the pages here. So the menu out of the box, when you are using your New Zenler School, you will see it automatically has communities in it if you have enabled communities. And this next trick is going to help you remove that. All right, here we go. We are in our ZZ templates site, and you can look at the menu. It's very minimal, but it is showing community here, even though I have not added community in the menu. If I go into our editor, edit the dynamic header, you will see under menu, community is not an option. So I cannot remove this if it's not an option to remove. However, thanks to one of the Zenler users, his name is Prathamesh. I have taken a screenshot of his suggestion here. So credit goes to you, Prathamesh, for introducing me to this. Based on this CSS code here, you can remove the menu. Now the trick is to know which menu item you need to remove, and it goes from left to, so this is item number 1, number 2, number 3. After you have figured out which number you want to remove, in our case number 3, you're going to go into site, you're going to go to site settings and global includes, and here I'm going to paste this code, and I'll put this code in the video description so you can simply copy it. Now if you want to remove more than one item, then this is how you do it. You would remove number 8 and number 7. In our case, we just want to remove one item, which is number 3, and update. Once you put this in your global includes, that menu will disappear from anywhere on your school. So no one will be able to see that because you have added that CSS. Now when I refreshed it, third number actually got rid of courses instead of community, because I'm guessing this is being considered number 1. So let's change that to number 4. So branding strategy is back, communities is gone, which tells me that this is considered number 1. So your logo is number 1, and then starting from home, it's 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So that's how you can remove menu items that you otherwise don't have access to. Thanks again, Prathamesh, for this awesome tip. Let's move on to tip number 5. All right, tip number 5 is fixing or increasing the size of your logo. Now to upload a logo, you go to site, you go to branding, and you simply upload your logo in here. Once you have uploaded the logo, there is no way for you to control the size of this logo. It simply just appears to be just 100 pixels. That's the default. To change it, credit to David from New Zenler. This is part of his Ninja Tricks course. So this is how you will increase the size of the logo, is this style here. So I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to show you what happens with the logo, and then we'll come to the menu part. So if I go back to my site settings and go to global includes, I'm going to add another styling here, and we are also going to close this. Every time you open a style, you have to remember to close it. And you can see here, this max height is how you control the logo. I think out of the box, New Zenler sets this to 50 pixels, not 100. So if I set this to 100, it's going to blow up pretty big, but I just want to show you that sizable change and sizable difference in the logo. So if I refresh this now, you can see that logo is pretty big. I don't want it that big, so I'm going to go and change it to maybe 65. Definitely don't want 650. All right, much better, but now it's not aligned with the menu here. And to fix this, what we're going to do is basically apply a margin on top. So the margin will push the menu down to make it aligned with that logo. So if all I need to do is go to site settings, here's my code that I need to put in there. Navbar, whatever this means. All you need to know is play with these numbers. That's all I know. If more than that, more power to you. I've already added 20 pixels. So let's try 15 and see what happens. Now, if I refresh this, this menu should bump up a tiny bit. That looks almost aligned. I still want it center aligned with the logo. So let me try 10 pixels and then refresh. There you go. I like that. That's perfectly aligned. And then we can move on to tip number 6. Tip number 6 is an easy one. A lot of times what you want to do is you want to cross something out. So if I highlight this text, I want to cross it out. The text editor does not give me the option to cross it out. I have bold, italic, underline. I don't have the option to strike through. If I go into settings here, I hit the settings gear icon. And if you look here, there is no option here either to add a strike through. So what you need to do here is highlight the text and press Ctrl S. That's going to add a strike through, but that's also going to save changes of your page because the save button is also Ctrl S to save it. So just keep that in mind, but that's the trick to do it. Just highlight it and then Ctrl S, and that will put a strike through through your text. So Ctrl S will add the strike through, Ctrl S will also remove the strike through. That was tip number 6. Let's move on to tip number 7. For that tip number 7, we're going to stay right here. And that final trick, which used to annoy me a lot, is anytime I used to hit delete, as you can see, that just disappeared. But prior to that, anytime I used to hit delete, I would be given a confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes, I'm sure I want to delete it. So what you can do is click on this little chevron, go to your editor preferences, and show confirmation for deletion. Just turn that off. If you turn that off, next time you go to delete something, you won't be asked that question. Now I've turned it on. So what's going to happen is now if I hit delete, I'm going to get that confirmation message. And when you get into the groove of things, you are really building things, that can get a little annoying. I've worked my way around the new Zenler editor for a while now, so I know what I'm doing. But if you're just starting out, maybe keep that on for a few. But it's there in case you need it. And there you have it, course heroes. That is how you can level up your new Zenler game, make your life a little bit easier, and it wasn't that hard, was it? So drop your comments below. Let me know which one of these hacks you are going to do in your new Zenler school. Until next time, keep creating.